Good morning, guys. It is Sunday morning, the last Sunday of May, and right now it is raining and wet because we had a clear day yesterday. They have to piss all over it with rain today. Now, I'm going to talk about some things that, some people may not like. I don't give a damn, really. Don't know that. First thing we're going to look at is who is Semitic. Okay? According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, it's been around since 1828. The definition of Semitic, the first one, mind you, of relating to or constituting a subfamily of the Afro-Asiatic language family that includes Hebrew, Amharic, Arabic, Amharic. Then it goes down here. It gives different definitions, and the definition of Semite, a member of any number of people of the ancient southwestern Asia, including Akkadians, Phoenicians, Hebrews, and Arabs. Now, that means that, number 3 is Jewish. That is the third and final one. Now, the history of the etymology for Semitic: German Shemitic from Semite, probably now New Latin Semita. Anyway, it goes on and on and on and on. At the bottom, you have all these other ones that you can look at. We're just going to look at who qualifies. And we're going to specifically look at the Arabic. Now, let's see here. What does Google tell us? Are Palestinians Arabic? Now, I don't go to, I don't really pay much credence to anything Wikipedia says, because they're rarely ever right. But here's the thing. Palestinians are Arabic. Now, let's look at the Noahide laws and how they apply here. Number 1, do not profane God's oneness in any way. Okay, I can agree with that. Do not curse your Creator. Well, I try not to. Do not murder. Unless, now it doesn't say here, but when you get into the Talmud, it will tell you that a Jew cannot murder a Jew. A Jew can murder a Goyim, a Gentile, as anyone that is not Jewish. Now, the only exception to the rule of Jew cannot murder a Jew is if that Jew has assimilated into a country, into a culture. Because assimilation is the worst sin you can commit. And yet, it's the one thing that people are constantly called to do. when they move to another country. Do you see the hypocrisy here? Anyway, do not eat a limb of a living animal. Okay, you know that's kind of stupid, really, to even say that. I'm not going to run up on Bambi and yank his leg off. One is I don't have the physical strength. Two,
Not ambition.
well, I have no drive to do that. I would rather wait till it's in a market or somebody has ethically done the hunting, okay? Call me crazy, but I'm not going to do something like that. Now, do not steal. Again, the Talmud exception for that is a Jew can steal from a Gentile. Or they can steal from somebody that is Jewish and they have assimilated to another country. Establish courts of law and ensure justice in our world. That is complete hypocrisy. 6. I skipped this one. Harness and channel the human libido. That is another one that is complete hypocrisy. Now, under that, incest, adultery, rape, homosexual relations are forbidden. Now who's full of hate? Of course, in the Talmud, a rabbi can have some kind of a sexual relation between a child under 3 years old. That's Jewish. It's perfectly okay. If it's a Gentile child, then the Gentile child is murdered and they are blamed. How? I don't know. Okay, this is just the ignorance and hypocrisy within this whole nonsense. Now remember, all these laws you and I are supposed to follow. They have the Talmud, which exempts them from all of this. I have fruit fly going around my face again. Now, the 10 things you need to know about anti-boycott legislations. Michigan, unfortunately, is one of the states that has stupidly adopted this. Which just means you cannot boycott, divest, or sanction Israel in any way. Never mind the fact that Israel today is not the Israel of the Old Testament. Don't think about that part. You just shut up and go along with it. Now, the repercussions of not going along with this and boycotting Israel is millions of dollars in taxes. I mean, not taxes, but fines. And the second offense will be off with your head. This is insane. This is the level of anti-Gentilism that we are getting to. It's completely insane and it's got to stop. This has got to stop. So, I'm going to give you a link to this really interesting site, Palestine Legal, News and Updates. I'm going to give you this link. Now, another link I'm going to give you, the tactic of calling people anti-Semitic. This isn't a tactic, and it's used when these Zionists have no other recourse. They cannot make a logical, well-researched argument. They just call you anti-Semitic, and you're just supposed to shut up and go away and change your views. I'm not going to change my views. Palestinians are Semitic. Anyone of Arab descent is Semitic. I'm not against them. Not by any means. My issue, and that should be all of our issue, is all these pro-Israel laws being pushed down our throats and kicked up our asses at the same time. This is something we got to stop to. We're not allowed to question whether Israel has nukes or not, and they do. They have what's called the Samson system, where they can point a bomb anywhere at any time in the world, and we're not allowed to question it. We just gotta give them the money. Give them the money. Every freaking time you turn around, you're giving them money. Meanwhile, they have a tech industry that's growing like crazy. They are, and which, by the way, we're funding. But we're not allowed to question it. We're not allowed to, inspect. No one is allowed to question it. And if you do, you're anti-Semitic. If you even question them, you're anti-Semitic. If you can make a well-researched, logical argument against what they are doing, you're anti-Semitic. You cannot boycott them. You cannot diverse from them. You cannot put sanctions on them. Because you're anti-Semitic. Okay, let's look at the definition of Let's see what Merriam-Webster has to say. As predicted, relating to or characterized by anti-Semitic, feeling shown or showing hostility toward discrimination against Jews as a cultural, racial, or ethnic group. Now you see, I disagree with that completely. For the simple reason, I'm not against Jews. I'm not against them. No, I am not going to follow the Noahide laws. I am not going to follow the Talmud. Nor will I convert. I am not against all the other nations that are Semitic. For you to be against a certain group, to be anti-Semitic, you have to be against all of them. Not just one, but all of them. Now let's look at the word anti into itself. Anti, one that is opposed. There you go. I'm not opposed to people living their lives, making a good life, trying to do good for their kids. I'm not against it. Really, I'm not against that. I completely understand it. I understand why people leave. As I left home, I get it. Alright, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to leave you the links to go look this stuff up. I hope you will. And yeah, here we go. On behalf of Trixie, Antonia, and myself, have a wonderful day and be safe. Hey, guys, one quick note. Keep your eyes and ears open for false flag. This is the perfect time to pull one off when there is a holiday like Memorial Day. It would be perfect. Nobody's going to be paying attention. So keep your eyes and ears peeled. Alright? I will see you tomorrow.